So the job that I did my research on is a pharmaceutical rep. And what we do is basically commercialize and sell drugs to doctors that need them. We go out, we tell them the claims that our company has FDA approved of the drug, and then they decide what they want to do with it, and that's our job. A typical day for a pharmaceutical rep would be waking up. The first thing you would do is check your schedule, your meetings that you have already set up. Then after that, you would go into the office, you would open up your computer, check the news about your drug and the competition about your drug. After you're done checking the news, you do your calls and set up all your appointments that you have, confirm them, make sure that they're ready to be talked to, have a meeting with on the phone, whatever the platform you may be where you're going to contact this doctor. And the next thing you'll do after that is actually plan your call. Before the meeting, you plan your meeting, whatever you got to do before that. And then you will you look over your past experience. You make sure that you have all the supplies, all the data that from the past experience, so you know how to fully apprehend and sell to this next customer in the job field. And after that, you head out, you go on your meetings, and once you're done with your meetings, you then talk to the nurses who will go over the financial aid that families might get whenever they buy this medicine and other things like that. For this profession, the person I spoke to said that it's always good, the bare minimum you should have is a bachelor's degree. But if you have a master's degree or even higher, it always opens up more doors. So he suggests going for more than a bachelor's degree, but all you really need to be sufficient is a bachelor's degree. So it's up to your choice, but he recommended more than a bachelor's degree. So for the meeting of this, or the setting of this job, he said was literally anywhere. You could be at your office, at home, on the phone, wherever you have to make calls that day, whatever meetings you have to go to that day. It can be literally anywhere. You could be 100 miles from the doctor you're trying to sell to over the phone, and still they might buy some of your product. So the favorite thing he said about this job was the flexibility of it. They have great hours. You could either be in an office. He said the location is very flexible. And the science is really fascinating too, he said that. So his favorite things were that the job is very flexible and that the science behind the drugs, the claims that the drug company has made about the drugs, it's all very interesting to learn about. Now, the least favorite thing is actually a pretty significant deal. You can only talk about the things that your drug has been FDA approved for. So if a company asks you to talk about another drug that it may be in competition with you, you literally have to say, sorry, I can't talk about that. I'm only allowed to talk about FDA approved things with you. So his least favorite thing is pretty much having a script to what you have to say to this person you're trying to sell to that is made by your company, or you could just wing it and talk about the FDA approved claims that your drug has to this other doctor. So I didn't want to ask him this because I did not know him that well and I thought it might be awkward, so I ended up looking it up online as to what the average salary was for a pharmaceutical rep, and I found that it is actually $125,500. And that's the average median salary, which means that a medium career would be like that. Out of college, it's somewhere around $80,000, and a high-end career salary is somewhere around $150,000 to $170,000. And that's all. I hope you enjoyed my little spiel about being a pharmaceutical rep. And remember, kids, don't do drugs.